Hey guys, gonna be doing another deck profile here today. This time I'm gonna be showing off my Heraldic Beasts. So let's get started. So first off, I run one Heraldic Beast Unicorn. You don't really need more of him. He really only works with Psychic type XE, so Heraldry Crest. I think that's really all the only Psychic one I have. So he just brings it back from the grave. He's like a monster reborn. Next up, you got three Heraldic Beast Aberconways. This is by far my favorite. Ooh, excuse me, Heraldic Beast. He's an 1800 beater, XC's fodder and everything. And when you have two or more in the graveyard, you can just banish one and then get any Heraldic Beast you need back from the grave into your hand, including itself. But that's not recommended. Next up, you got three Heraldic Beast Basilisk. This guy's not only used for cannon fodder and XE's fodder, but when he's used for cannon fodder, that monster is destroyed. Like if they attack it and destroy it by battle, bye bye to their monster. So that's my favorite trick to pull. Two Heraldic Beast Ales. You really only need two of these. You don't need three, otherwise that's just excessive. If you have two or more Heraldic Beasts on the field, you can special summon him, including himself. So it's really easy to do in this deck. Next up, two Heraldic Beast Twin-Headed Eagle. These guys are the battery chargers, like the rechargers of the deck. If you run out of materials, like say with 101, and this is in your graveyard, just banish it, take two Heraldic Beasts in your graveyard, and put it back to its material, and you can just take another monster your opponent controls. It's just way too good. Way, way too good. Next up, two Heraldic Beast Leo. If I had three, I would run the third one, definitely, but I only have two, so I'm kind of limited there. He's the main searcher of the deck. You normal summon him, he's a 2000 beater. At the end phase, after he's normal summoned, you destroy him, and when he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, even by his own effect, you search out any other Heraldic Beast in the deck. Two Summoner Monk. You're going to be XE summoning a lot in this deck, so you're going to need as many level 4s as possible. And with the abundance of spells in this deck, Summoner Monk is never useless. You're always going to have a spell card to use with him, so he just free summons all day, every day. Finally, you got XC's Avenger. This card screws over so many decks, especially if it's face down and everything. Well, for one, it can't be affected by XC's monster effects, so nothing like Black Ship of Corn doesn't work, etc., etc. And if it's destroyed by battle with an XC's monster, depending on that card's rank, gives its effect. So like if this thing is destroyed by like for example, Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, that's a rank 7, I believe. Your opponent has to send 7 cards from their extra deck to the graveyard. Yeah, it's that good. It is really, oh man. I don't run more of him because he kind of clogs up a little bit, but... Alright, next up you got two rank up magics. Both of them are different. Rank up magic Variance Force, that's the main one everyone goes for. No one really... Like, everyone knows this card, so I don't really have to explain it. Rank up magic Quick Chaos is basically like Variance Force, only it doesn't steal a material from your opponent's XYZ monster, but it's a quick play rank up magic. Now my friends... I have capitalized on this. My friend did try to attack me once, my Heraldry Crest or something, and I ended up ranking him up into Chaos 69 with 4,000 attack, and he just had a bad time. Really bad time. Next up, XE's Revenge. Like I said, you're going to be XE summoning a lot, so whenever your XE's monster's in the graveyard, just use this and you get it right back. Pot of Duality. You only need one of this because this deck is pretty slow to start off, and you're going to be normal summoning or setting for the first turn. So that's really all you need. But then once the second turn comes, you're going to be special summoning like a mofo. Yeah, so you only need one of them. Book of Moon, self-explanatory. It's a quick defense. Usually this is a sided card, but I run it in the main deck just because. Dark Hole for those pesky swarming decks. Soul Charge. I'm guessing by the time the next ban list comes out, this card is going to get put on the ban list so fast your guys' heads will spin. This card is way too good, especially with all the XE summoning you're going to be doing with this deck. Like I've used this once and got out like two or three Xyz monsters in one turn. It was ridiculous. All which were number monsters, all protected by a number wall, which I do run in here. So, man, it's way too good. 2 overlay regens. Now, like I said, Twin-Handed Eagle is the recharger, but in case you don't have him in the graveyard, just put overlay regen in there and you get your material back. 3 Advanced Heraldry Art. My god, this card is awesome. I love this card. It's gotten to a point where I would summon Maestroke and my friend would, get rid of it. Or like he would try to attack over it or whatever, and I would detach both of its materials because he attacked it twice or whatever. Then the next turn I would play Advanced Heraldry or get another Maestroke. He would get rid of that one, another one, get out another like Crazy Box or something. This card is way too good. Oh man, like just to think Xe summoning from the graveyard, as the anime said. If you ever seen Zexal, nobody watches Zexal. Anyway, next up, finally 3 Heraldry Reborn. This is basically a monster reborn for Heraldic beasts. It's pretty self-explanatory. Run 3 of these. It's like 3 monster reborns. Come on now, who doesn't want that? Alright, for the trap cards, Numbers Overlay Boost. You only need 1 of these because a lot of times you're not going to have 2 monsters in your hand. You're going to have a lot of them in the graveyard. But this is a good counter just for like Crazy Box or number 101 or something. It's good enough. Magic Cylinder, stops attacks, does damage. What more can you ask for? Number Wall. A majority of the extra deck in this deck is number monsters. We got Heraldry Crest, Silent Honor's Arc, Tri-Head Dust Dragon, and everything. I'll get to those later, but you basically have number monsters galore. So this protects all of them, and it's just a pain. Oath of Companionship. This card, I don't know why more people don't run, but it's basically like if you have no monsters and they have, say, I don't know, like their own Heraldry Chaos Crest or something, and they attack, you can chain this and just take control of it for the end of the turn. It's just a quick stop and everything. Or if it's your turn, you can take control of it and then tribute it for something else or whatever. Works really well. Next up, you got 2 Heraldry Change. This is basically like the negate attack of the deck, plus you get a free monster on the field, so that's why I run it. Next up, 2 Heraldry Records. This card screws over a lot of Xyz cards too. This deck is basically, like I said, Xe summoning based, but it's also designed to screw over other Xe summoning based decks. So they detach one to use their effect. Uh-oh, they're dead. And you can't really chain anything else to this except Dark Bribe, but, you know, what's the chance of that happening? Now for the extra deck, you got 2 numbers 69 Heraldry Crest and number C69 Heraldry Crest of Horror. This is the ace player of the Heraldic Beast deck, although I don't like to use him right away. I like to kind of edge him in. And Heraldry Crest of Horror, like once Heraldry Crest is on the field, your opponent's Xyz monster negated. That's it. And Heraldry Crest of Horror, once he's out on the field, you steal their effects, you steal their attack points, etc. This thing is just way too awesome. That's the key player of the deck. Next up, Heartland Draco. Now, I mentioned in my Chronomaly deck profile that I'm surprised no one else runs these guys. But because with all the spell cards and everything, they can't be targeted for attacks, and then they can attack directly, and that's 2,000 to the face, maybe 4,000 if you have 2 of them. Wait, can it? Oh, I'm sorry, no other monsters can attack. Never mind, then. Just 2,000 to the face, but still, it's a good addition. Use it. Now, for those of you who are feeling crazy, 2 Crazy Boxes. Now, I know 1 Crazy Box is enough, but 2 Crazy Boxes, that's just insane, right? I have a funny story, actually. My friends and I were playing, we're dueling, and I did get 2 Crazy Boxes out, and it got to the point where my life points were at 44. I can't explain how it happened, but it happened. Crazy Box, too good. Just that sack happy. Yeah. I guess I'll get rid of the rest of the numbers out of the way. Tri-Head Dust Dragon, Black Ship of Corn, and Shark Drake. These guys are just like, well, Black Ship of Corn gets over Zen Mines and Maestroke, so he has a reason for being in there. Tri-Head Dust Dragon is just like a quick defense. He clogs up the opponent's field and everything. And Shark Drake does some major damage if you can get him out on time. So that's why I put him in there. And they're number monsters, so you can't go wrong. Diamond Dire Wolf, I explained in my last video, He's a quick destruction maestro, quick defense. Finally, last but certainly not least, number 101, Silent Honor's Arc. This card is my favorite card in this deck. Everyone knows what Silent Honor Arc does. It steals the opponent's special summon monsters. And with Twin-Headed Eagle, once it runs out of materials, you just keep recharging it. And it's what could be worse than a recharging Silent Honor's Arc? I mean, really, what can be worse? So yeah, that's about it. That's the Heraldic Beast deck. And if you guys want to use it, be my guest. If you want to make any changes, be my guest. But yeah, that's about it.